So growing up, moving around was something totally common for my family. Every few years we were moving, and before 9 years old, I had already moved to 5 states before we landed in Colorado. And at that point, we had already lived in 9 different apartments or houses. It was just something that was part of life. So as a kid, there was always mixed feelings about it, but it was always seemed to be the right transition when we did it for our family. After high school, I moved to Texas, got into the video industry, and worked in that industry for years. Eventually moved out to Kansas City briefly, and then out to Seattle, where I got married to my wife. We stayed in Seattle for about a year and decided to move back to Texas, and realized that Austin really had the culture and the lifestyle that we were ultimately looking for. And so my wife was from here too, and she had some family, and we just felt that it was going to be the perfect place for us. I immediately decided I wanted to make a transition from video and jump right headfirst into real estate. So the one thing I really began to become committed to was connecting people on the emotional level of making the transition of home ownership or home selling. In doing that, I began to see certain needs of each client and began to see things that were going really well, but then seeing things that had a weakness to it. Ultimately I realized that I needed to gain more skills, and so I've pursued other designations and certifications beyond just having a license to make sure that I am skilled for each one of my clients. Eventually, my wife and I, we ended up buying our first home and went through and walked through those same emotions as first-time buyers. What do we want in a house and how to do that? So then years later, we then found out that we were pregnant with my daughter and realized the house that we were in, the first house that we bought, it was shrinking every day, that the day was getting closer that she was going to be born. So we decided that we were going to go rush and find more space. And my wife was 9 months pregnant, and we went and found that next place. And then 3 weeks later, Penelope was born. So with these experiences that I've personally had, I've realized that I can connect at a level with my clients and hear their needs of what they're looking for, and be able to help kind of walk through sometimes the urgency and sometimes the unknown. As years went on, I began to live with the conviction that I would be the agent that I personally would hire. That would have the understanding of what I'm going through as I'm doing these transactions, trying to sell a home or buy a home, but also somebody that was very skilled, that could come, see the situation, design the game plan, and tell me. Overall, I believe my goal is to connect personally and provide professionally, to have a client's confidence that they're going to be taken care of.